is NALEDi, and I'm super excited to be inviting you into my world, into my journey for my first debut EP project titled BATHO, which means people in my home language of Sesotho. The music making process for this EP was really exciting, nerve-wracking, a lot of emotions behind it. The first song that I wrote, BATHO, I wrote literally 2 months after I arrived in the US when I was feeling super homesick. And I remember just listening to all of the very distinct voices of South Africa. Abu Abdullah Ibrahim, Mam Dorothy Masuka, Miriam Makeba, Bekim Seleku, all of those people. And there was kind of a common thread in that. And when I wrote the song, it was just like that very particular sound that you can only grab if you've heard it your whole life. And so when I first brought it to my band, of which I was the only African in my conservatory at the time, and so people were really not familiar with what a South African jazz sound is like. I was born here in Soweto, and we went to the suburbs, and we moved at quite a volatile time where, just post-apartheid and Black people were slowly getting into more suburban areas, affluent areas. I remember from a young age, I'd been so entrenched in community and in people, and my mother made sure that in everything that I do, in everything that I say and create, I was bringing along people that I've come with from where I'm from. And so as I moved to America and I began to experience a different lifestyle, a different way of living, there was always that thing that felt like it connected me to home anytime I was with community. A big influence that I always remember is like my grandfather's very rooted in the church. He's a lidodana, which is Anglican, like the men of the church that sing and go around and like sing different things and pray. And so I had that big influence as well musically, growing up in the Anglican church and growing up with my grandfather and seeing all the choir practices they used to have here and all of that sort of stuff. And so yeah, this is home. This is the physical building of what home is. The truth is, I am birthing something new, right? My journey is not just in South Africa anymore, and so it won't sound just like South Africa. So what I've done with my band, of which in this album, I have a person from every single continent playing over 8 different countries, places I'd never even thought of, Lithuania, China, India, all of these amazing places around the world, and having the best musicians who are people who really don't only look at what's on a paper in front of them, but are willing to go and listen to the essence of the music and the essence of the people. I feel like that was something really important as I was sourcing a band for the project, because that's what I wanted to capture in the music. One of the songs on my EP is called Arieng. Basically, the song is speaking about taking my community with me wherever I go. And the particular place I was imagining as I was singing the song was the streets, because as we know as Black children, when the street lights come on, you have to get back in the house, right? And so I just remember my grandmother would stand right at this door and be, "Hey, NALEDi, look at the street lights, it's time to come back in." And so, yeah, this is my home. And the influence has always just been warmth. I would say Peace and Justice is actually one of my favorite songs to make. This was really fun because it was the one song that from top to bottom, every single thing that was on that song was what I had written down or what I had recorded. So I remember doing the song. I was working on a show about Miriam Makeba. I remember just being in a hotel room in the middle of New York City and just da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Pulled out a keyboard, started adding bass parts, started adding, even the drum set is like me in my room, like pressing buttons and all of that sort of stuff. And the most exciting part for me for that process as well was kind of thinking, how do I make this sound global. Like, how am I bringing it to the whole world? My friend Upasak is playing the tabla on that, Lumanyano is playing the drums, and then I'm also doing some Xhosa influenced Upensa dancing, foot percussion in that particular section. And so I think what I enjoyed about that was just really like being like, wow, this is just coming from so many different worlds. We all have, everyone who's on the song has the same passions about the world, and hearing how it just, you know, brought it into the band. Here is a song, let's make it something new. And it just, yeah, it was just a really fun process for me. So the reason I feel like this album is ready, this is the time for me to now birth this era, fully live in it, and be firm in it. Because once you record something, it's there forever. People are going to be listening to this in 30 years, 40 years after I'm gone. But it just feels like right now this is what my voice needs to say, and this is the perfect time for me to say it, because I believe everything I'm singing on there more than anything. And so this is giving me the opportunity to really say, here we are, and everything that I'm doing from now on is still representative of who I am, where I come from. I have to start by saying, here are my people, I'm bringing them into the space before I can even say or do anything else.